here we will talk about, we have to talk about, right, Virat Kohli. The king is back. So proclaim social media, but he's really the king back. I mean, look at 60 runs, 44 balls. Ultimately ends up with an average of strike rate of 136. And I remember Suryakumar Yadav from the Hong Kong game saying that, Kohli, if he scores a 50, the next 10 balls he scores at around 200. That did not happen. Harris Shroff bowled 3 straight dots at him. So a few runs lost there as well. So I'll come to you, Akash, for this one first. Virat Kohli, the performance. How do you rate this performance? How do you rate this batting in accordance to the match situation, the context of the match, and whatever mental space that he is in? How do you take this performance of Virat Kohli?
Yeah, I would like to mention this, like especially in the final over, his innings brought back the memories of last year India versus Pakistan World Cup game when he was the lone survivor and the rest all just gave up. So today was the same situation. That was completely in contrast with the start that we got. Last over he had to be at the strike because at the other end it was Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and given the situation, he was the whatever he did was for the right cause. But but in place of, if Bhuvneshwar Kumar wasn't there, and if had it been either Hardik or Deepak, then his strike rate would have also been better. But overall, the way he played, it was, actually what mattered the most is the way he chipped in after Rohit Sharma departed, and after the manner in which he controlled the innings, especially after Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, and Rishabh Pant departed. So that kind of game we expect from a senior player like Virat Kohli. When the team is in trouble, you should chip in, you should take the onus on your shoulder and just deliver, and that's what Virat Kohli did. King is back, if you ask me about. So yes, the aggression is there, the freshness is there, the intent is there, but the kind of mentality with which this team India is playing, we cannot actually judge if he is really back, because they have simple funda. आपके पास ball कम है, you have to score more and more runs. Just smash, So if even in such a situation, if Kohli is scoring 44 balls 60 or something around that, then yes, I would say that he is back.
That's a good way to put it. That looking at the context, you've seen that he is back. Aditya, same question to you, but slightly different in the sense. Was this probably the best innings Kohli has played in the recent time, or do you think? I mean, there is something still missing in the Virat Kohli of vintage, or you want to see more of this?
I think he played a better knock in IPL against Gujarat Titans. It was a much needed game for RCB to qualify. But today it was a very good knock according to me, because every other batsman failed in the middle order. And when you play with such a fearless approach, you need a batter like Virat Kohli in your batting order, so that if everybody falls apart, he is there to stabilize the inning and take you to a challenging total, which happened today. Because without Virat Kohli, you are not complete as a team. With Deepak Hooda at number 3, who could have imagined he would have also scored a 14, 16, 18. You can't just rely on him to score a 44 ball 60 or a 40 ball 70, just like Virat Kohli does. So Virat Kohli, I can't say that Virat Kohli is back, but that was a very crucial knock for team. It was not his best, but it was a very crucial knock for the team, because every middle order batsman didn't look good today, and all the pressure was on Virat Kohli again. He played the 3 dot balls make the difference. That was the case. The 3 dot ball makes a difference. If he had scored a boundary on that, one of them, then it would have been a different case altogether. So he is not probably back as the king, but that was a very important knock for the team, which literally proves why Rohit Sharma backs Virat Kohli in this T20 setup. Why India needs a Virat Kohli in this T20 setup right now, with the all fearless approach they are trying to play.
That is true. I mean, that is something Virat Kohli also mentioned after that Hong Kong game, that whatever he's doing, he's not bothered about the runs or milestone or personal runs. It's more about what the team needs and what is the team situation, and accordingly he will play. Saikat, again, the Kohli question to you: does this innings give you more confidence that Anyway, he'll be picked for the T20 World Cup, but it gives you confidence seeing that he will be part of the T20 World Cup squad, and maybe he might prove most of his detractors wrong, and like the way he stood up here when others not really got going, that he will be able to do it. You still think that Kohli has a lot left in the tank, despite the fact what all the detractors and the critics are saying?
When I compare Virat Kohli, I always compare him to Virat Kohli of 2016. To me, that was his best. So if you ask me whether this is 2016 Virat Kohli, maybe I'll say yes, only when he'll have consistent set of scores. Like he's now having, he has got a 50 against Hong Kong, now he's got a 50 against Pakistan. But the thing is, as Suryakumar Yadav mentioned, and as we all know, Kohli has a pattern. His first 3/4 part of the innings is pretty much playing in the V, and then in the last 20 balls, he goes berserk. So I was expecting such kind of innings today, but when I was watching that innings, I had this impression that Kohli kept on hitting the shots, the big shots throughout the innings. But eventually, when I look at this scorecard, I see that his strike rate is 136. So eventually, it all comes back down to the same thing. Isn't 130, 135 is a bit slow in today's T20 cricket? If the question to my answer is yes, then probably Virat Kohli is again, maybe could be a liability in T20 World Cup. You just never know. But obviously, Virat Kohli being Virat Kohli, he is doing his part. He's doing his bit, coming out against Pakistan, scoring that 50 just to prove that he's not done yet. And if I could answer that question to the question that you asked to Aditya, that what's the best innings in the recent time, I don't think this is the best innings. The best I think he has played against England. When England came to India in 2021, in that 5-match T20 series, Kohli had a 50, I think, in the final match in Ahmedabad. I think that was the best in the recent time.
That is true. That is true. So there's a lot to choose from in that sense, from Kohli's point of view. But again, the good thing for Indian cricket is that Kohli, is not in a rut. He's moving. He's moving forward. Ginger steps maybe, but he is definitely trying to improve, and you can see a bit of glimpses of the past of the vintage Kohli, with that, especially with that six, that disdainful whiff to get to the 50. I mean, that was phenomenal.